While athletes are praised and celebrated for their successes on the field, they sometimes have a dark side that fans remain blissfully unaware of. They use their popularity and fame to attack vulnerable victims, luring them into traps. Stay tuned because in this video, we'll look at a British Olympic cyclist who was arrested for sexual misconduct. Then, we'll look at other athletes who've been leveled similar allegations. The topic of this video can be extremely sensitive for some people, so viewer discretion is advised. Now, let's get into it. First up, let's discuss the recent arrest of a British Olympic cyclist. This Sunday, the Mail reported that a male Olympic cyclist, whose profile has been concealed due to legal reasons, was arrested on suspicion of rape and indecent assault. So, what are the consequences, and has he been found guilty? Well, the investigation is still ongoing, so we just don't know yet. The police explained that the retired Englishman was released on bail while they looked further into the allegations. Next, further investigating the identity of the suspect. A prominent newspaper agency, the Mail, holds insight into the identity of the suspect, but is unwilling to disclose this information due to legal precautions. Nonetheless, we're still informed that he's held a reputable cycling career in the past, while also having the privilege to work with some of the biggest names in the sport. Of course, this description is really vague, and there's just no way of narrowing down the suspect. Perhaps his identity will only be revealed if the allegations against him are proven correct. Moving on, this incident has created a turbulent time for British cycling. It seems to be getting increasingly worse for the British Cycling Organisation as they emerge from an already chaotic period. After the kickoff of their golden period under the National Lottery funding in the 90s, the organization has since been graced by stars such as Laura Kenny and Victoria Pendleton, who brought home multiple Olympic golds.
Champion representing Great Britain, Victoria Pendleton.
More recently, however, Chief Executive Facer's resignation in the face of severe environmentalist criticism has brought disgrace. The organization also admitted that they regret advising people not to ride their bikes during the Queen's funeral, invoking further criticism. As all this piles up, a spokesperson from the organization declares that abuse of any kind has no place in sport. And that's not all. Stick around for more in this video as we inspect 5 other similar cases of athletes who were accused of sexual misconduct. At number 5, we have Trevor Bauer. In light of sexual assault allegations, Trevor Bauer faced a 2-year suspension. The victim, Ms. Hill, first interacted with the LA Dodgers pitcher through social media. They then decided to meet in person, and it couldn't have gone worse. In that very first encounter, Bauer reportedly forced multiple sexual acts onto his victim and choked her to unconsciousness. Ms. Hill also claims that he punched her in the genitals and face, while even initiating without her consent in the first place. New information surfaced from public records after Ms. Hill went to seek medical attention following her second encounter with Bauer. An intake form suggests that Ms. Hill suffered head and facial trauma, but a CT scan and MRI show no signs of these afflictions. On the other hand, the accused baseball star has responded with a 7-minute YouTube video denying these allegations, concluding that they merely engaged in rough which was purely consensual. The LA County District Attorney stated that Bauer would not face criminal charges in light of the insufficient evidence. Although he avoided legal persecution, the MLB has suspended Trevor for 2 full seasons, owing to his violation of the league's own sexual assault policy. The 31-year-old has subsequently been put on the restricted list and has been barred from playing since June 2021. Next up at number 4, Diego Maradona. Although the Argentine legend has been the subject of several his alleged encounter with 2 underage women has been of particular focus as the Nexafin website published photos of him and 2 very youthful women stripped to their undergarments. This incident apparently took place during Diego's exile in Cuba. Similarly, 37-year-old Mavis Alvarez also claims that she was only 16 when the football star was involved with her. Maradona allegedly trafficked her to Argentina, forced her to receive breast enlargements, and drove her into cocaine addiction. Footage has now emerged from 2000 where Diego is lying in bed with the teenager right at the start of their 3-year relationship. I was just a girl, says Mavis, who argues that it felt like a privilege for her to have the rich and famous Argentine as her boyfriend. In 2002, Maradona took the teenager to Buenos Aires with him, where she was virtually trapped in her hotel room by Maradona's entourage, unable to leave on her own for more than 2 months. She was allowed to visit the zoo or go shopping only under supervision. On the basis of this interview with America TV, the Foundation for Peace and Climate Change in Argentina filed a case against Maradona and his associates for human trafficking. At number 3, we're looking at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods was accused of having multiple extramarital affairs. When his former mistress spoke to the press, the golf legend's reputation took a nosedive. Rachel Yucatel and Tiger Woods' relationship first came to light in 2009. Soon after, dozens of women came forward claiming to have had affairs with the golfer. As far as we know, it was all consensual, but it turned him into a pariah as he was criticized for being a cheater. At the time, Woods was married to Ellen Nordgren. In the aftermath of the allegations, they divorced and continue co-parenting their two children, 13-year-old Sam and 11-year-old Charlie. According to Rachel, the pair first met at ex-pro baseball player Derek Jeter's house. Rachel was dating Jeter then, and Woods was sleeping over at his place. They initially met there and then later met in nightclubs before they started their affair. Rachel has been openly critical of how the public has received the news. Woods continued to win awards and have a fantastic career, while she bore the brunt of the Ahead of the HBO documentary Tiger, which explored the rise and fall of the golfer, Rachel said she needed to voice her experience. At number 2, Mike Tyson. Of all the athletes we've talked about, Mike Tyson is the only one who was actually found guilty of rape in a court of law. So what exactly happened? Desiree Washington was in Indianapolis to attend the Miss Black America pageant. Desiree was a college student and at the time, the reigning Miss Black Rhode Island. She met Tyson at the show's rehearsal as he was one of the celebrities who'd been invited to attend the event. Washington said that Tyson invited her to his room, after which he forced himself on her and raped her. She immediately checked into the emergency room at Methodist Hospital and reported the incident. Following a 2-week trial that monopolized media attention, Tyson was convicted in 1992. However, he served just 3 years in prison. However, the former heavyweight champion of the world has always claimed his innocence. In his autobiography, he denied the allegation and said that both God and Desiree knew the real truth of what happened that night. Additionally, Tyson claimed that the verdict carried racial undertones. He said he knew from the start that he wouldn't get justice. There was only one black person on the jury, and the judge had dismissed the only other black juror because of his state of mind. Of course, it didn't help that Indiana was historically one of the strongholds of the Ku Klux Klan. Finally, at number 1, we have Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's case has been the topic of many debates since 2017. Ronaldo has built a very successful career for himself at Manchester United, but it has come against a backdrop of some very serious allegations. Allegations that date all the way back to 2009. The German publication Der Spiegel first reported the incident in 2017. It claimed that Ronaldo allegedly raped an American woman, Catherine Mayorga, during a holiday in Las Vegas in 2009. Ronaldo was visiting Las Vegas with his brother-in-law and a cousin. This was right before he moved from United to Real Madrid. They stayed in a suite at the Palms Place Hotel. On the night of 12th June, the then 24-year-old met Mayorga in a nightclub called Rain. Paparazzi images from the night have proved they were together. Mayorga was then a 25-year-old model. She alleged that Ronaldo invited her and her friend to come back to his hotel suite. What awaited was an ultimate nightmare. He raped her in the bedroom of that suite. The very next day, Mayorga went to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to file a complaint. However, she didn't give the name of her assailant or the location of the assault, possibly because of the fear of public backlash. She later shared a detailed and harrowing account of the incident in an interview with Der Spiegel. Ronaldo vehemently and consistently denied all the allegations, dismissing them as fake news. Even though he was found not guilty of the offense, many still believe he's really guilty. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think these athletes were guilty of the allegations? Is there anyone we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.